Here are some of the most important takeaways from the February market update for Calgary, and the news is pretty positive. February being the month that it is, Valentine's Day, more people are buying homes on Valentine's Day. Actually, that's not true, but what is true is we had an extra day this February, which resulted in about 2% more sales being added to the sales numbers. And the good news there is that sales this February compared to last year were up 23% for the entire Metro Calgary market. Now that is really positive, but what we have to keep in mind is that last February had some of the lowest sales numbers since the late 90s. So although we saw a huge spike in sales, we are comparing it to a month that did not fare very well. The other good news though is that the inventory levels actually dropped as well by about 6.8%. So much higher sales, lower inventory, and new listings coming on the market were about 14% higher than they were last year. So the positives here are lower inventory, a higher rate of sales, and we're starting to see consecutively now from January into February, and we'll see what March has in store, but we're seeing very positive signs. Increased sales numbers, lower levels of inventory. Homes as well are selling faster by about 11%. Compared to last February. So the news right now for buyers and sellers is that we're in a much more stable market than what we've seen in years past. And this is really good news for buyers and sellers. On the buy side, if you've been thinking about entering the market and you've been on the sidelines, we're now really starting to see patterns of a more stable market. We're not expecting prices to fall much more than they already have in the previous years that we've seen downward pressure on pricing. On the seller side, there's also some advantages. Like I mentioned, houses are selling a little bit faster. We're seeing higher rates of sales, which shows more confidence in our real estate market. So if you're thinking about buying or selling and you want to make more informed decisions about that, get in touch with me. I'd love to help, and I hope you found this helpful.